So it's Tuesday after reset, and you're trying to get your tomes for the week. You got some shiny new armor that you want to get, but you're also dreading that painful farm ahead of you. Well, lucky for us this time, there's an easy way to get capped in a couple of hours. And all it takes is running Brayflox hard mode. I'm going to try and show you guys how to get Brayflox completed in under 15 minutes under a tank perspective here. It might be a lot harder to perform this in a pug, but if you can get a pre-made out of this, you can get your tomes capped in just a couple of hours. So for the first pull here, we're basically going to pull every single mob in this single area here. Now this is where you might want to have a trusty healer with you. Since you're probably going to get hit really hard here, you're slowly just going to make your way, pulling every single mob as you go. Try and hit every single mob with an ability so you start building up your wrath here. Now you might get paralyzed a couple of times by the corals, but that's okay. Your healers should be keeping you up with some hots around here. Now this is where your main goal is. You're going to grab every single mob here, and this is where you're going to tank them. Hopefully if you've been building up your wrath by now, you might be close to your steel cyclone. Once you land a steel cyclone, that should really cement the hate there. Now, no matter what you do, just don't stand in one single place. You gotta move around here. The mobs are going to be using their abilities, so you don't want to get hit by those. And since the corals stun you as they attack, you want to try and focus them down. The rest of your DPS should be AoEing as we go. I try to use my stuns on the corals to try and keep them away from me. But as you can see, I really am trying to avoid some of these abilities. I know it looks crazy with the camera moving around, but trust me, once you pull everything and you get hit by those abilities, there's a good chance you'll die. And there you have it, the first major pull complete. Now we're just going to continue over here and pull the last two, and then we'll fight the first boss. Now as a tank, it is your job to set the pace for the speedrun here. What they also recommend is to assign one person to pick up the keys to save time. What you can do as a tank is you can open the gates or have one of your DPS actually do the gate duty. If a mob is low, don't be afraid to just go on ahead to open a gate or even to pull more mobs. You'll be cutting a couple of seconds, but everything is worth it. Now for the first boss, we basically ignore every single mechanic, we ignore the ad that comes out, and all we do is just avoid the AoEs and the rest of the specials. It's basically we just try and burn this in about a minute or so. Now, the speedrun can be completed with either Warrior or Paladin. I just decided to use Warrior here since it does provide a little bit more AoE, which allows us to kill the mobs faster. I've done both these runs under 15 minutes with both Paladin and Warrior, so don't worry if one tank is better than the other. It's simple, if you want more mitigation and a safer run, go Paladin. If you want more AoE, just go Warrior. I try and save my Wrath stack so I can have Steel Cyclone ready to pull the next set of mobs. And once again, we're just going to pull every single one of these mobs and we're going to land one ability to build up those Wrath stacks. Now make sure you stick to the right here so nobody pulls those mobs to the left around the treasure chest. Since you've been building those wrath stacks, you should have Steel Cyclone again ready to grab all the mobs here. Once again, you use your Steel Cyclone to grab all the mobs and cement that hate, and just let your damage go crazy. We try and keep all the mobs here and the rest of the party in this corner so we don't pull those mobs to the south. And now we just have to wait here for the actual game mechanic. Now you might start noticing some lag here. During the time of this video, the servers were still having quite a bit of lag. Now, like the rest of the fights, it's just a tank and spank. We just try and destroy them as fast as possible. We try and ignore most of the mechanics on this. We do set fire to the blue goo just to make sure that we don't take any unnecessary damage. We usually have our melee DPS stay on the boss and maybe the range take out the extra add. Make sure you just avoid those drill cannons just to avoid unnecessary damage. And once again, the boss should be dead around a minute or so. And as you can see, once again, I have my Wrath stack still running. This is just a simple 3-pull right here. Grab the Corel and the 2 goblins here, and just burn them down. Like I've always said, try and focus those Corels down since they do have that paralyze that stuns that can be pretty annoying. And hopefully you do have that person assigned to the key to speed this up, so you just click on the door to open it up. It saves you a couple of seconds. I try to kill this Corel separate from the rest of the goblins that we pull here later on, since like I said, these Corels just are annoying with their stuns. Pull every single one of these mobs here and grab that goblin around the gate. Once you grab that goblin, it should stop him from spawning the rest of the other birds that come out. You will get one, but by getting the actual goblin there, it should stop the rest of the beaks from spawning. And once again, just open up with all your AoE and burn everything down. And there you have the final pull. Open up that door and you're ready for the final boss at 11 minutes. And like every other fight here, you just burn the hell out of the boss here. Our goal is to kill the boss before the actual bomb phase, but even if you do get the bomb phase, you should still be able to complete this in less than 15 minutes. Once the bomb appear, I recommend one of your DPS just open up with AoE just to spread the bombs up real fast. And just split up after that to make sure you send all the bombs to the corners. Now, as you notice, the DPS is almost coming close to pulling hate off of me. I'm more focused on doing damage than actually trying to grab hate on these fights. It's at this point that we have one of our DPS actually use the limit break and try and kill the boss before the bomb phase. That way so we avoid that single big bomb and save time. And there you have it, a speedrun in 13.5 minutes. Collect your 45 tomes and continue repeating this and you'll be capped in a couple of hours.